Good afternoon, everybody. I'm a little early. I'm like a minute early. Shockingly. I'm going to drink some coffee because, I run on this. It's patience juice for me. If I didn't have coffee, all of the children on my bus would probably be in danger. But, you know. Anyway, I think it's 2:00. No, it's not. Wow, I'm still got a minute. Okay. You may have noticed I changed positions a little bit today. I'm sitting more in the middle of my craft table because there we are. Now it's officially 2:00 because a lot of the patterns I have to show you today don't have actual envelopes. They're like a top glossy photo piece and then, like instructions, not even instructions, more like specifics, like how much fabric you need, what the name of the company was, what the pattern number was, when it was produced, things like that on the back. And then it's just two pieces of paper. And then in between are these large, heavy duty pattern pieces that you cut out. So I had to put them into plastic bags because, I had to do something with them. I took the old plastic bags because they're old. And you know how old plastic bags, even if they're not damaged, they start to get that weird, they get hazy, like you can't see through them anymore. So I had to replace them. So that's what's going on. You'll see it in a minute. But let's first start with all the stuff we normally do, which is stuff I found in patterns. So I found this in a pattern this week. Yeah, don't know what they were thinking, but it's trying to see a date on this magazine. But here, you can send it for a sample of Metamucil, so it's old. Yeah, I don't even know which magazine this is. It is, McCall's? Oh, it's Red Book. Wow, it's really old. It's Red Book, which doesn't exist anymore. So for you kids, there used to be a magazine. It was kind of like the other ladies' magazines, and it was called Red Book, and it disappeared many years ago. If you saw my video, I did a video on Tuesday. I found all those little craft cross stitch. They're actually frames. They're small, but they're kind of cool. They're an easel frame, and you do the cross stitch, and it goes over, like you put it over the easel frame, and then you can put your picture in it. I thought they were kind of cool. I also got the Reader's Digest, the proverbial Reader's Digest book of sewing, which everybody loves. I was thinking about keeping it, but I have to be honest, it's actually, for what I paid for it, which was very little, it's actually worth a fair amount. I was surprised when I looked on Etsy and online in general how much people pay for this. So I was a little surprised. Anyway, I went back Friday to do a second look because if I find some stuff, normally when I go back, I find more stuff. I did not find anything really, but I did find fabric. Now, I found this fabric, which it's a cotton blend. It's really lovely. I hope you can actually see that middle color. That's not black. It's more like a gray. And that middle color is a very pale turquoise, and it's very pretty. And there's a lot of it. And I had decided, all right, well, first of all, let's back up. For some unknown reason, I'm on a 1930s kick. I don't know why. I want to wear 1930s clothes. Like, I want to look like Miss Lemon from the Poirot mysteries, if you're a person that watches those. I don't know why. I'm just suddenly really liking 1930s, especially later 30s, and even very early 40s, like 1940, 1941. I'm loving these clothing styles. They're lovely. Even the casual stuff is just lovely. So I decided I wanted to make myself a pair of 1930s beach pajamas. And so when I saw this fabric, because of the stripe, and also it's hard to explain this, it's a cotton blend. I almost think it's got linen in it, the way it feels. Also, I found like a mistake here and there where you can really see the crosshatch of like a pulled fiber. And it looks like more like the way linen behaves and less like the way cotton behaves. This might be a cotton linen blend, but it is, I mean, you can't see how thin it is, but it's thin. It's shirting thin. So it's going to be perfect. I'm going to make myself a pair of beach pajamas. I'll show you this pattern real quick. I had this pattern, which was a wounded bird. The reason it's a wounded bird is because the skirt pieces were cut and it only has the directions. It's missing pieces of the directions. So it's the skirt pieces are cut and the only directions they have are for how to assemble the skirt. But the pieces for these pants are uncut and still in there, and they're in my size. So these are going to be the pants for my beach pajamas. And like I said, I hate to do these sewing plans, sewing videos, because I never get them done. If you look, let me see which way I have to lean. I have to lean this way. No, yes, I have to lean this way. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. You can see it. You can see my blue shirt from last week sitting on the sewing machine. Now, I didn't get to it because I didn't have time. I went out online and, well, first I looked through all of my hem feet because I have, God knows, or not hem feet, all my feet for my sewing machines. I have so many of them, right? I actually didn't have one for a rolled hem. So I went out on Amazon and they have companies that make these universal ones. They fit Brother, they fit the Janome, they fit all of them. And true to Amazon's form, like I could buy one for like $3.99, or I could buy three for $5.99, right? So I ended up buying three of them. They're on their way. They're going to get here Monday. Because when I started to watch these videos on how to use a rolled hem, I was like, oh, that shirt not only does it need a rolled hem on the sleeve, it needs a rolled hem on the bottom too, because I want to keep that quality of it being very flowy and airy, which it will to a certain extent because of the kind of fabric it is. But depending on what kind of hem you put on it and what you do to it, you could deflate it a little bit. So I'm going to do a rolled hem. So because I've been really loving this 1930s style lately, I did two really crazy things this week. I ordered a reproduction 1930s pattern from eBay. And I ordered a 1930s reproduction pattern, two of them actually, from Etsy. One was a pattern I've never seen. We'll see it next week. It should be here before next weekend. And the other one is one you may have seen. I don't have any pictures of it or anything, but it is a pattern that was re-released by Simplicity, and it's vintage 1930s sleeves. So it's like the bishop sleeve, like the sleeves that are really like you never see on garments anymore. Those kind of really unusual sleeves that, you just don't see anymore. Really awesome dolman sleeves that you can attach to your regular shirt patterns that you like. Because I have a lot of shirt patterns I like, but I like to be able to switch up the sleeves. So I did that. Now, that was this weekend. Last week, it's story time. Last week, when I had too much time on my hands, even though I got a lot done, I just had too much time on my hands. And one night I was watching TV and I was scrolling through the Goodwill website where you can buy the boxes. I saw several sewing pattern, lots, right? And of course, I bid on them. So I bid on probably 6 or 8, but I only won 2. Well, boy, they cost a lot more than I really thought about, because when you add in the shipping's what kills you. Like one of the lots was $8.99. I got it for $8.99. The other one was $6.99. I got it for $6.99. But the shipping on one cost me $20, and the shipping on another cost me like $30. So that's where I spent the money. So it was very stupid. But anyway, those patterns came in yesterday. So we will look at them also next week. Yeah. So, but just to give you a preview, because I think this is a little funny. I've sold tons of bunny patterns, and I had so many, right? And I've sold tons of goose patterns. In fact, this morning I mailed out another goose pattern. Yeah, another. I'm not sure why we like goose patterns so much, but we do. Actually, I mailed out 2 this morning. I mailed out the Super Saver one that was the calico goose with the hats. I mailed that one out this morning. And someone also bought one of the ones from way back. It was the Simplicity one with the goose, but that's also got, I think it had like a duck. You could also do a duck, and you could do a lamb or something. I mailed that one out this morning too. And then lo and behold, I opened up this box of the patterns that I bought from Goodwill simply because, well, there were two reasons. I kind of wanted to see what I got, and they sent it to me in this enormous box. And my first thought was, well, wait a minute, that box is way too big for what I bought. And I'm thinking, oh my, were there more patterns than I thought were in this lot? Well, here, I open it up. It's this enormous box, and in it is a bag that has all the patterns stuffed into it, um, like a plastic mailer, right? And it's got all the patterns stuffed into it because there's only about 40 patterns. But it's in this giant box, and I'm thinking, wow, what overkill. Like, why would you do? No wonder the shipping costs so much. Look at the box, right? But anyway, one of the first patterns I pulled out was, yes, you guessed it, a bunny pattern. I was sure I had this. Well, I must have had it at some point in time because I remember it, but I don't have it anymore. So we will be working on this. That will be one of the ones you see next week. And I was so happy when I pulled out, the first couple patterns I pulled out actually were cut children's patterns. And I was like, oh my gosh, I shot myself in the foot on this one. But the second lot I bought was a lot of books. So it actually turned out to be not so many books and a lot of these like booklets for cross stitch and things like that. So we'll see them in the future because some of them I already have. So yeah, and there's a lot of, I have an entire box of those that I need to go through. I need to start putting them online a little bit at a time. But anyway, so without further ado, I'm going to start with the decor patterns only because in comparison to this other box of patterns that I'm about to show you, I only had like this many decor patterns. So here's the first one. Sorry for the glare. This one, I'm trying to figure out where I can put it that it won't. What if I turned my computer ever so slightly away from the sun? There we go. Oh, you can see my messy desk. Well, it's not my desk. It's actually my vintage sewing machine. Anyway, this one, this bolster, the top one, it was cut. Other than that, it's in very good shape. I had to put it in the plastic. You can kind of see up here. It was, somebody nibbled on it, not Bob, but definitely insect. And you can see it because it's that lacy little teeth, right? The insect damage. So I had to put it in that. The rest of them, not so much. This was an interesting pattern because it's for the headboards. And I guess you could actually it looks like you can do a screen with quilting. So I reach in thinking I'm going to find a pattern. Instead, what do I find? Yeah, it's an actual little book. Kind of cool. Shows you how to do an entire headboard. I thought that was interesting, though, because honestly, this is for doing a patchwork headboard. But this is also good information. If you ever want to recover a headboard, it's going to give you the measurements for recovering a headboard with just fabric, right? Yes, that loud noise you just heard was somebody slamming the trash can lids closed. I don't know why they do this, but they do. Okay, so here's an unusual pattern. Let me put it over here where it's all this fruit and stuff, right? And I thought, like, why would anybody have this? But lo and behold, when you look at the back, you guys see that? It's a pin cushion. And when you actually look at the directions, you can make things with it like placemats and like trivets for hot plates. So I don't know why they show only the vegetables, but they did. It's a very weird pattern, but whatever. The rest of them aren't so weird. There are a lot of stuff like this. So like this is a lot of kitchen stuff. So you can do a tablecloth, you can do placemats, you can do one of those actual cloth baskets. I don't know if you guys remember them. There's no line drawings on the back, but very patriotic, right? And then this was pretty cool. It's all these pillows. And the pillows, I'm sorry, this is the wrong one. This is the one that's pillows and tablecloth. So, nice to have. Again, not really line drawings, just pictures like that. More patriotism here. So this is the quilt, the pillows. No line drawings on this one either. This is the one I was thinking of. All right, so this is all these pillows. Here are all the variations on the back. What it's hard to see, and I'll see if I can get a close-up for you guys. If you look there, can you see there's lettering on that pillow? This pattern actually has transfers that you can iron on and you can keep them plain, or you can embroider. You can embroider over them or around them or however you want to do it, or you can use fabric paint. It specifies that you can use fabric paint. So I know this is a 1990s pattern because I haven't heard anybody talk about fabric paint since the 1990s. And raise your hand if you remember puffy fabric paint that was used on sweatshirts. Remember? I know. Some of you, I know. I don't know why I remember this stuff, but I can't tell you if I took the pill I was supposed to take this morning. But I can't actually remember. Pretty sure I did, but I'm not sure. And then we have this stuff, the Jiffy 6-pack of drapes. Talk about 1990s. Oh, we love the Valance, didn't we? And none of these are, I can't remember what it was called. It was like that scarf kind of Valance thing. It used to like loop and it looked like this, but it had a specific name, right? Swag. Was it swag? No, that wasn't. It might have been. And then we have this. No line drawings on this because it's McCall's, but it's just basically, it's all the letters in here and you can spell out whatever you like. So that's that. So now let's dive into, it's an entire box, by the way. The kid, I don't even want to call them kids patterns because a lot of them aren't really kids patterns, but this one was interesting. This has to like air out a little bit. I thought it was calendar because it's built like a calendar, but it's not. You open it up and it's, right? And it's just pages and pages of this stuff, but they're pretty cool. I don't know what year it's from. I think I tried looking it up and I couldn't find, there's a year in here someplace, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, 1988. Yep. So not bad. Kind of cool. Most of these are up online, by the way. If you're interested in any of them, they're up on Etsy. The decor patterns are not because I just got them done today. Okay, so this one, this is interesting. I don't remember art foam. They kind of have something like that now, and I'm assuming it's very similar. But I love this that you can do, you know, fashion foam, deep glow. But the most interesting thing about this to me is this. Copyright 1964. This is as old as I am. This book was born the same year I was born. And it's just all these crafts using foam like, oh, look, I remember these actually. Remember these? Like, it was like a fringy dog. Here's the fringe doll made with this plastic foam. Like, we don't have enough plastic in our life. Let's do more some crafts with it, huh? All right, so here we go. Let me see if I can get this so it's not. There we go. Trying not to get the glare for you guys, but hopefully you can see that. These are actually really cute. They're little dolls, and then they have a little bag that goes with them, I guess, that ties around their neck, and you can put candy in it, or you can put potpourri in it. None of these are really going to have line drawings on the back. They're all going to have stuff like this. This is just basically a notions sheet, how many yards you need of whatever to make this pattern. There were a couple of these. Whoop. It's just a craft pattern. It's pretty, though. It's for a block of all these different birds, or I guess they're 4 blocks of different birds. See, I don't quilt. You can tell. And Mrs. Klaus. Here we go. Klaus. Really, this one was from 70 something. I mean, it looks like it's from 70 something, right? Really cute, but cute, very cute. Oh, Victoriana. So this is actually for applique work. So you can do felt or you can do fabrics. And it's for the wall hanging and the 2 pillows, the decorative pillows. Oh boy. I think we talked about this last week, right? The fabric wallet, because, and look, it's got a checkbook and a pen, none of which anybody uses anymore. But it is cute. I mean, look at it. It's very cottagecore, right? It's got a heart. The whole thing is it's got a very cottagecore kind of vibe. And then we have, speaking of cottagecore, another quilt pattern. This is it's for the quilt and the pillow. And it's this butterfly motif, and it's, oh, what the heck is going on? Anyway, it's It's the templates for making the different blocks. More doll patterns. There we go. Hetty and Nan. And these are literally every single one of these in here are they're indie patterns. I don't even think some of these companies exist anymore. So this was kind of cool. You can make this into a collar and put it like on a coat or a sweater. I know the picture is very hard to see. The picture's really messed up. I don't know what happened to it. I think it got either wet or maybe it melted a little bit because it's not in good shape. Or you can make it into a neck support. And it's a dog. So it's a puppy. That's why it's called Puppy Love. And that was kind of interesting. I actually wondered if it could be made into one of those things you put in the microwave that you heat up and put around your neck. So I had multiples of Gingham Goose. I had this one, which is the Cowgirls. And then I also had, well, Cowgirl, Cowboy. And then I had two of these, which are the Cradle Baby, which is a horrible name because it's by Cradle Baby. Really? I don't, that sounds kind of ominous. I know it's Hug-a-Bye, but come on, right? It's very ominous. Oh, and then we had these. Yours Truly, which is a company I have other patterns by. So these were tree trimmers. This was I know, they're so flimsy. Puffy Christmas tree. Let's see if I can grab all of these out of here. Yeah. Okay. Puffy wreath. Not necessarily Christmas. It looks kind of Christmas, but I guess it could be all year long. This next one's so cute. The duck family. So it's Mama Duck and the two babies. I thought this was particularly beautiful. A little more than what I want to work on, but it's the wreath. Then every little individual fruit you make separately and attach to the wreath. So very cool looking. And I haven't seen one of these in a while, but it's a reversible doll. So you can flip. I think this is the kind where you flip the hat and she's sleeping and then you flip the hat back and she's awake. It might also be the hair. I didn't really take a good look at this, but I remember these from my childhood. They were very fun. Oh, and we have so many dream spinners. Okay, let me see if I can grab all the dream spinners. We'll do them all at once. So, dream spinners. Christmas stockings with bears and holly. Very 1980s. These were literally all 83 and 85, every single one of them. Another pattern for what I would consider a memory bear. Now, this one specifically said it came with directions for doing patchwork or tie-dye to make this bear. So that was interesting. They don't show a tie-dye bear, but I guess, you know, it was a thing. This is a full-size, by the way, this is a full-size quilt. Well, not exactly full-size. It's 44 by 56 finished. So it's a big, good-sized quilt. I guess it would be maybe a crib quilt. More dolls, lots of folk dolls. A lot of folk dolls today. We're going to be seeing lots and lots of folk dolls. And oh my gosh, look, bunnies. Because I didn't have enough bunnies. And these aren't even the cutest bunnies. There's a whole set of bunnies in here that are even cuter. Toys. So this pattern includes the blocks, the calico cat, and the rag doll. And then these are the cutest bunnies of all. I actually have two of these. So it's a teddy bear or the bunny, or you can make a hood for the teddy bear that has bunny ears. And I immediately thought of Bob's Burgers. Yes, you all know what I'm talking about. Louise with the thing that she's always wearing, the hat with the bunny ears. I immediately thought of Louise. And this is called the Peddler doll. It's kind of cute. Hi, Pamela. Yeah, that's what I was thinking happened, Pamela. I mean, I actually already recycled this box. Pamela's saying she bought patterns from Shop Goodwill, and there were pictured in the picture. I was taken aback because this box was like, I was going to say twice as, it wasn't. It was probably 4 times as big as the actual package that they sent me of patterns. It only ended up being, I think it was 35 patterns. It was a huge box for 35 patterns. I already recycled it because it was taking up too much space in my house, you know? Oops, there we go. Lemonade, more of this vintage, everything was better back in the past doll thing. And to me, these are not toy dolls. These are definitely collector dolls. This next one especially. Again, I didn't know how I felt about this, but it is rather lovely. And, you know, maybe there are some native people out there that would like to make these dolls. And I have their pattern. It's very nice, too. Very pretty pattern. Okay. So the rest of these are... Oh, one more. Sorry. One more indie. This is by... Who is this by? All cooped up. Oh, and look, it's a bunny pattern. Yeah. Like I'm telling you, the bunny patterns are actually multiplying while I have them laying together. I'm telling you. All right, so these range from being glossy front sheet, you know, mimeographed back sheet and the pieces in between to actual books. Like this first one, this is an actual book. And it was from McCall's. Never heard of it. It's from the 90s. And it's, I guess, little dolls that you make out of men's ties. And it's got a couple styles. You know, whatever. This is another one. I've never heard of California Country, but these are mop dolls. You can also make them with other fibers. So it says you can make them with fabric strips or, you know, whatever you want. And it's all these different ones. You can even see they have Santa and Mrs. Claus. This, I believe, is from the 1960s. You know what? We're going to take this one out of the plastic because you guys have to see the interior of this. To me, it looks like 1960s based purely on the kind of graphics and stuff that are used in the actual inside of this. And I'm putting them in plastic to try and protect them. Let me see if I can find. Also, did I say that they're kind of creepy? Because they are kind of creepy. Let me find. There was a ballerina that was adorable. And this particular book is, oh, here's one, Miss Mary. All right, so there's Miss Mary. She's kind of creepy looking. So with this book, you can do, some of the dolls are crochet. Some of them are made with fabric. And then we have like this guy on the front. If you look at him, he's made out of spools. And then if you look on the bottom here, these little ones, they're actually felted. So this is a pretty cool book. So I thought it was, well, I keep saying book. It's not actually a book. I looked it up. And there were a couple on eBay. And other than that, I really couldn't find them. It was Dolls on Parade was actually a doll magazine, I guess in the 1960s. That has no copyright on it anywhere. Nothing. No register, registered trademark, nothing. So I don't know. This was interesting because I believe I stepped into a war with this one because you notice it's the original baby doll. Not to be confused with those rip-off Cabbage Patch dolls. I don't know what's going on here. This is from like 1983. They look like Cabbage Patch dolls. They're not. They're baby doll, the original baby doll pattern book. Interestingly, though, of course, the pattern, there's a pattern, there's several patterns in here for clothing, and it says they fit Cabbage Patch. So I was like, all right, here's a second one that I'm like, okay, is this like a copyright thing? Like, look at how the word Holly Hobbie is spelled with IE instead of Y. And it's a fabric doll. And it's the outfit, but it does not come with the head. And then on the back, they show you the head and they tell you that it's sold separately. Yeah, that's going to haunt my dreams. All right, then we have, this was interesting, Peter and Patty. So Peter and Patty, it comes with the dolls, the clothes, a couple outfits actually, and then the little baby doll. And get used to this woman's face. Her name is Marge Kunkelman. Yeah, Krunkelman. The whole next series is all Marge. Don't know who she is. Don't know why she was so famous for dolls, but she was. These were cute though. Okay, so these are reversible dolls also. And I'll show you the back of this in a minute. So this is Miss Becky. She is the dolls in the middle. And if you look at the drawing on the back, you can see that she's a reversible doll. Okay. And again, this is a Marge Kunkelman doll. I'm not really sure why, but in the next one, you'll see the same thing. They make a reference to dentists. I don't know why. So this is Bucky Boy, and he is two-faced. So if you look at him, you can spin him around and he either has glasses and an overbite or doesn't have glasses and an overbite. And this is one of the ones that I'm like, yeah, see, can you see where that says aiding and abetting orthodontists? No idea what that's about. Really not a clue. And then we have Betty Buddy. So it's a soft doll. Does not come with the pacifier, but it does come with, it comes with the transfers. You can see over here. It comes with the transfers for the face. In fact, those other ones also came with transfers for the face. And then if we spin it around, there she is, Marge Kunkelman. So don't know who she was, but she had a company called the Rag Doll Company. So I guess she was a bigwig in the doll community at some point in time. I was never a doll person as far as sewing, so I don't really know who most of these people are, but it appears that some of them were kind of bigwigs, right? So that is it for today. I know it was a short show. It's good though, because I really need to do, I need to dust at some point in time. I can't constantly work on patterns. I feel like I do, but I can't constantly work on patterns. I need to dust. Anyway. So next week, we're going to look at the patterns that I bought from Goodwill. We're going to look at the patterns that I spontaneously and recklessly purchased off of both eBay and Etsy because for some reason I am in a 1930s kick. I don't know why. 1930s isn't specifically a great silhouette for me. I mean, it's a good silhouette because I'm tall, but I'm going to have to do the 1930s kind of matronly look. A little bit more matronly really than Miss Lemon, but I really love Miss Lemon. For those that don't know, the Poirot series, which is Agatha Christie, David Suchet, who played Poirot back in the 90s and actually into the 2000s when they kind of refreshed the show in the 2000s. There was a lovely actress. I can't remember what her name was, but she played Miss Lemon, his, faithful secretary. And if you want to just drool at clothes, you can actually just Google, I think, or not Google. If you go into YouTube, I think you can just type in Miss Lemon's clothes, and it's just videos where they just snippets of these amazing outfits. She had amazing shoes, amazing hats, amazing coats, amazing gloves, amazing clothes, all of it. I know on Pinterest, there's an entire society of women dedicated to just marveling at the wardrobe that Miss Lemon, who was, by the way, a secretary during the Depression, had on the Poirot show. But I mean, I swear, sometimes it's worth watching just to see what she's going to wear because her clothes, I don't know who did the costumes for the show, but man, they did a great job with Miss Lemon. I mean, just incredible. Every little detail. And the shoes, I kill for those shoes. Anyway, I don't know why, but I'm very attracted to the 1930s style. I think it was slightly more buttoned up than other styles. But it was very feminine. It was very beautiful. I love things deco. I love Art Deco. So that's part of it too. But, So anyway, yes, I ordered patterns, 1930s style patterns. So we will also look at those next week. And other than that, I don't know. Who knows what'll happen this week? So until next week, I hope wherever you are, you're doing well. I hope your weather is getting better. Ours is getting better all the time. We did have a lot of rain last week, but it was very sunny today and it was really nice. It rained a little bit yesterday, not too horrible, but a little bit more than I would have liked. And it's pretty warm right now. So it's been really great actually to have this kind of early spring. And I think it's going to stick. I hope so, because very often in New Jersey we have faux spring. So I'm hoping this spring's going to stick. But until then, until next week, I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you're feeling well. And thank you for stopping by. And I will see you next week. And bye for now.